Hey boys and girls, Mr. V here broadcasting from his own home. Hope everyone's doing well today. Today's topic what I want to talk about is the Canada Food Guide. Now I know with some of the younger grades I came and talked to you about it, but let's do a little bit of a review because last time I was talking about it, there have been some updates to the Canada Food Guide. So before we start, I just want to ask you a few things. First thing I want to ask are, what are the four main food groups? Yep, that's one. Yeah, that's another one. Of course, that one's my favorite. Yes. Yeah, okay, so you got all four. So, the four main food groups are milk and dairy, grains, wheat, protein, and fruits and vegetables. Good job. So, there's been a little bit of a change. Okay, this change might have been going on for a while, but doing some research on it, I didn't realize that the Canada Food Guide is really pushing towards this major change. So I want you to refer to this slide that I'm going to put up because I actually figured out how to do that now. So let's just check this out. So if we take a look over here, it looks like Canada Food Guide is saying, once this loads up for me, there we go. Hold the milk, says new Canada Food Guide. Dairy industry doesn't take kindly to the change in tone, while beef farmers less alarmed at emphasis. So that just basically means they're saying, you can have some dairy, but really the big groups you should be focusing on are fruits and vegetables. As you see on this little diagram, half the plate's fruits and vegetables, a quarter of its proteins, and another quarter is grains. Now, there's nothing wrong with having some dairy. I mean, I like dairy. I love cheese. Oh, I could eat tons of cheese. But the thing is, cheese is pretty hard to digest, especially compared to the other food groups that are mentioned. Also, dairy is very high in fats. Now, there's good fats and bad fats. Now, peanuts are generally like good fats. They're good for the body, but then dairy fat, like I said, it's hard to digest. So let's just take a look now at that diagram again, and let's see what is on there. So, as I just talked about, we have half the plate is fruits and vegetables. So sometimes it's hard, especially right now with grocery stores being open sometimes and only allowing a few people in, it might be harder to go shopping. But I'm just going to make a recommendation that it's still good if you have frozen fruits and vegetables, okay? I mean, fresh is the best, but sometimes some canned vegetables are fine too. The only thing when it comes to fruit is I recommend staying away from canned fruit that might say sugar added. A lot of the times they'll boast that there's no sugar added. Go for those because sometimes they'll add a sweet syrup that's just full of sugar, so it kind of defeats the point of having fruit. All right, now if we look at the proteins, we got nuts, we got beans, we got meat, we got eggs. I know I just said nuts, but peanut butter is a great source of protein too. And even though I was talking about the idea of dairy, thing is, over the last few years, they've been saying cheese is now pretty much a protein too, because it is very dense. So, lots of different proteins to eat. And finally, the grains. We got some rice, we got some bread, we got some spaghetti. All good. So, if you look at this diagram again, you see half the plate, fruits and veggies. One quarter protein, one quarter wheat or grains. And it also does say make sure to drink water as your main beverage, because stuff like Coca-Cola, Pepsi, any soft drinks, I've used this word before, in moderation it's good, but if you have that a lot, it's hard to burn off the calories. All right, so just keep that in mind. And if you know me, I love Mr. T, and Mr. T right here says it best. Thanks, Mr. T. Anyway, this is Mr. V ending today's video on the Canada Food Guide and some updates to it. Try to stick to it the best you can. I know some of you out there don't like fruits and veggies, but you know what? Eat your greens. It's good for you. Try it out. Sometimes kids don't like broccoli, then they haven't tried it. You know what I love? Brussels sprouts. So good. Anyway, take care, everyone, and I'll see you next time.